thick and black, bro. And everyone's banging and kicking. So they start evacuating people. So they got all the DDU guys going first. They're putting them out. There's only 10 or 15 rec cages out in the back. They're putting 10 or 15 dudes in each cage.
Damn, dude.
So they had nowhere to put them. They had nowhere to send them. 3 fire departments responded to that fire.
That's something different for the DDU guys, huh?
It ended up on the news.
New this morning, 2 correction officers are recovering after a fire Sunday afternoon at the state prison in Norfolk. Firefighters from towns in the area came to help and were able to put out the fire within an hour. State fire officials are investigating how that fire started.
Oh, welcome back to the W Number, guys. I'm excited to say I got one of my good friends over here, dude. My boy Sean Doyle. Did a lot of prison time together. He himself has probably done more prison time than me as an adult, right? Well, how much time did you do as an adult?
Between county and state, probably about right around 30 years.
30 years, bro.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
47.
That's a fucking grip, bro.
Yeah.
And you get most of your time for like bank robberies, things like that?
At first, it was stuff like B&Es and assault and battery. And then it just graduated, you know?
Right.
So I earned my way up to the big time with mostly robberies.
Yeah.
My 2 big bids were for robberies, the 9 years and the 15 years.
Very eventful too. Very eventful bids, bro. All the things that me and you together have been through, bro.
Yeah.
And then, the things that you've been through on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, before probably I even got up there. What years did you go up to the max?
First time I was up there was around, I want to say 05, 06. Because I was in Walpole before that for a little bit.
What year did you go to Walpole?
Walpole was around 04 for doing some damage to the RB and MCI Norfolk.
Damn, kid, Walpole back then was popping, dude. That was like that was legit prison time right there.
It was always popping.
Good time.
Somewhere, yeah.
That's a good place to be, bro.
Yeah.
To be honest, though, the more violent it can be, the more respectful and easy the time is. For good dudes.
Yeah, I always felt like the more serious the camp got, the better it was to be a con in that camp.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, and the vibe in Walpole it's different than the max. You know,
the respect level was different.
Word, bro. It really was, dude. It really was. So let's talk about a little bit about where you came from and shit, and then we'll get into all of that, bro. So,
all right.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up not far from here in Somerville.
Okay, Scummerville.
Yeah. I grew up in the Mystic Projects.
Mystic Projects.
Lived there till I was about 14. Moved out of the projects, moved over to the other side of Winter Hill on Sycamore Street by the high school.
Okay.
And not too long after that, I just, a lot of foster homes and stuff like that in between. Mom and dad were, drug addicts. Dad left. Just got bounced in and out of foster homes, back and forth to my mom to foster home, back to mom, back to foster home, me and my little brother.
Really?
But, around 17 years old, we moved up to a town up north, Wilmington, Mass.
Wilmington, I've heard of it.
Yeah, my dad thought getting me out of the city.
Wealthy town.
Yeah, my dad thought getting me out of there would keep me out of trouble.
And by dad, you mean foster dad?
No, my dad. He
Real
got us.
dad.
Yeah, he got custody of us. After 15 or 16 times going back and forth with my mom through foster homes, and he got custody of us, and then we just left. We went to Wilmington. He thought, being up there would keep me out of trouble, and it didn't.
I think the smaller towns are a lot harder for people like us to stay out of trouble because we're not going to stop what we're doing, and then we're just going to be on the spotlight.
Well, I just always found myself back in Somerville.
Yeah.
He only moved me 12 minutes north, so it was a train ride away or a bus ride away, and I always took off.
Right.
I got in a lot of trouble as a kid, and I would just take off for no reasons.
Well, so you speak about trouble as a kid. Like, what kind of trouble are you getting into? What kind of things are you doing?
I was a violent kid. Growing up in all the foster homes, I got I had a chip on my shoulder.
Right.
So my temper was quick, and I always used the excuse I was sticking up for my little brother or something like that. But I think it was more just wanting to lash out at other kids for all the shit that happened to me. You know what I mean? And it was physical abuse, it was mental abuse. Some of it was sexual abuse. I was in a place in Lancaster, the RFK, from the ages 10 to 13. And a lot of crazy shit happened there.
Damn, kid.
Yeah, like that movie with Kevin Bacon there. What was it, Kids Under the Stairs or something?
Oh, no,
I forget what it was called, but the kids that went to that place in that movie ended up being Westies in New York. But the place that they were in was like that place.
Wow, dude.
The place I was at.
So, damn, if that's really what you're saying, so then you had guys that were like very like straight up targeting little kids for sex.
Yeah, it was staff.
Get out of here. Dude.
Yeah.
And you ended up being...
I ended up being, someone who was molested. I was never,
Yeah.
I was never raped or anything like that, but I was molested. I was made to do things. It was just crazy shit.
That is fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
How old were you when that was going on?
I got there when I was 10. They removed me from the last foster home I was in because they got sick of the I would lash out. I would assault kids.
Yeah.
So they separated me from my brother and they sent me out to Lancaster. It was a place called the Robert F. Kennedy Action Corps.
Okay, and when you say they separated you from your brother, you and your blood brother were in foster together?
Yeah, we stayed together up until that point. So from the ages of 6 to 10, I had my brother with me in every foster home that I went to. And then at 10 years old, they separated us because I was just becoming too aggressive and assaultive towards the other kids in the foster homes.
And that was because your parents were messed up on drugs, that they put you in foster care?
My mom more than my dad. My dad was a functioning addict. Like he could come home and, he smoked a lot of weed.
Right.
But in the early days, like, he did a lot of coke and he drank a lot. And to get us back, he stopped doing all that stuff.
Right.
He had to pass urines. It was DSS back then. It was Department of Social Services.
Yep, I remember.
And he had to jump through all these hoops, and he got us back. He got custody of me and my brother back. So it was, my biological father.
Right.
And, after we went back with him, it didn't take long for me to start getting into more serious trouble.
Yeah.
Like, we moved back to Somerville for a short time. P&Es. I was the window kid. I was the little kid they threw through the window to go unlock the front door.
Get out of here, dude. That's just, yeah. And how old were you when that type of thing was happening?
That was a stretch from like probably 13 years old, 12, 13 years old, all the way up to 16, 17, till we moved to Wilmington.
Yeah.
And,
what were you doing the B&Es for? What were you getting there?
Everything.
Yeah.
We would look for jewelry, cash, electronics. Back then, I'm going back to the 90s, so electronics were a big thing back then. Stereos, speakers, jewelry boxes. If we found, it didn't matter if we found card collections or comic book collections, we'd take it all.
Those are big money.
Yeah, we'd take it all.
Sucks for the people that actually have that stuff. Looking back at it, do you have any remorse about those type of things? It's taking people's stuff?
For a long time, my mindset was screwed up.
Yeah.
So, for a long time, the only person I ever thought of was me.
Yeah, absolutely. I
but it was actually during my last stint where I started to really get into it and start to talk to mental health staff and clinicians and stuff like that, and really express the things that went on with me when I was younger. And it took a long time, man. But I was able to not completely change it, but switch up my mindset.
Right.
And once I started to think of the people that I affected with my actions,
right,
it really helped me.
Yeah.
It helped me a lot. It helped me to start going in the right direction to get where I needed to be.
Right.
Because I was just going 100 miles an hour the whole time, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it didn't matter when I got locked up. I kept getting high. I kept getting messed up. I did friends dirty while I was locked up because I was getting high. And I just never stopped. I never stopped to think. I didn't care about anyone but myself.
Right.
But the crimes that I committed, I got mad remorse.
Yeah.
I did a lot of damage. It was a big wake of destruction.
Yeah. And when you were doing these B&Es, you were that young, were you getting high at that young?
The first time I did cocaine, I was 9 years old.
Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Who gave you the coke?
I hung out with an older crowd when I was younger. So the B&E crews that I ended up, later on going with and stuff, I would hang out with them, and they'd leave shit on the back of a toilet or on a coffee table.
Yeah.
So I just, do a little bump here and there. Drink some beers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's how it was. It was crazy. Somerville was Well, growing up there was predominantly Irish and Italian.
Yeah.
And all the families were either Irish Catholic or, you know, it was violent.
Right, right.
It was violent, especially in the projects I grew up in. The Mystic projects were all Irish and Italian, and there was nothing but drugs, prostitution,
Right.
you know, whatever you could find that was illegal.
Right.
You know, and that's back in the day when that Code of Silence era was going on with the Winter Hill Gang and everything else. So everybody was on their P's and Q's, you know, so... But everything was there. It was there for the taking. It was there if you wanted it.
Did you ever bump into any of those guys, those big time guys?
See them all the time.
Yeah.
I never really like, you know, like up close and personal, but you would see them everywhere.
Right, right, right.
You know, they'd be on Broadway, they'd be on Temple Street, they'd be on Highland Ave,
Yeah.
Somerville Ave, they'd be everywhere.
What about Whitey Bulger himself?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A friend of mine, you know, grew up on Marshall Street where the garage was, right across the street from the garage that they used to hang out in. So
Right,
we'd
right,
see
right.
them all the time.
Yeah.
Standing outside, you know, getting in cars, coming in cars, or just standing outside in the summertime, just, you know, shooting the shit, smoking cigarettes, you know, smoking joints, whatever they were doing.
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't like it was a common occurrence to see those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was they were everywhere.
And was everybody in the neighborhood kind of like aiming to, like, you know, run with these guys when they get older? That was the ideal, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it was the movie Goodfellas or something that made all the, you know, the younger kids want to grow up and be gangsters or whatever, but that's what they aspired to. They wanted to be them.
Yeah.
You know, and I never
Got into it.
I never got into it like that because I was getting into my own thing.
Yeah.
I got in enough trouble on my own. I didn't need anyone else's help.
Was there anything like serious enough, like murders, things like that going on back then?
Yeah, all over the city, all over Boston.
Yeah.
But you know, Somerville, they'd walk in an apartment in the projects, find someone, you know, it would be made to look like an OD or you know, a break-in or whatever. But you know, everybody knew what it was back then.
Right, right, right. You end up getting. When did you end up catching your first bid?
My first county or state?
County. Start off at the beginning.
I did my time all through the juvenile system and then county jail. My first sentence, I was sentenced to Billerica House of Correction like maybe 4 or 5 weeks after my 17th birthday.
So after your 17th birthday?
Yeah.
So you weren't even 18 yet?
No.
Holy shit, dude.
Back then they could do that though. Charge you as an adult, 17, and
But put you in adult. They put you right on the adult wing with the adults.
right on the tiers, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, right in population.
So you were 9 when you did your first line, and 17 when you entered an adult county jail.
Yeah.
And those counties are serious.
Back then they called Billerica Baby Walpole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a serious place, dude. Insane. Yeah, there's a lot. Man, a lot of these counties were like that. You know what I mean?
It
But
might
like,
sound crazy, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Like like we had fun.
When you're young.
Softball teams and flag football teams and hanging out on the tiers and hanging out in the yards. And back then it was kind of like it is now. Everybody was clicked up.
Yeah.
Everybody was clicked up, so everybody knew where to be, and you know they needed to play their position or they were just an outcast. You know.
But you had like times like obviously like when I was a kid, it felt like, you know, it was almost like a sense of belonging, but it was more honorable, I feel like, back then. You know what I mean? It was something like about it that's different now, where I feel like it's almost less honorable in the prison system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like the drugs or something fucking
No,
fucked
I
up
get
the
it.
whole game.
Back then, the drugs weren't really well, at least in Billerica House of Correction, they weren't. They were around sometimes, but they weren't really around a lot.
Right, right, right.
So, like, I mean, you'd get your little bit of weed in here and there through a visit, because they were all contact visits back then, even behind the wall.
Right, right, right.
But homebrew, you'd be drinking homebrew, and no one strained it back then. You'd be drinking the fruit and eating it and everything.
No way,
yeah,
dude.
we would finish a cup in big fluff cups full of fruit. We just started eating the fruit. It was like eating a worm in a tequila
Oh
ball.
my God, I do remember that though. I've done that before without straining it. It's absolutely disgusting, dude, right? People think you get drunk off the bottom and shit.
No.
You don't.
You get sick.
Yeah, it makes you sick, dude.
You get viciously sick.
Yeah, fucking shitting your
Yeah.
brains out the
Yeah.
next day, dude, right? So you end up going through Billerica House. How long did you end up doing in there? And shit?
My first sentence was a 6-month sentence, but back then they just gave you 12 and a half days good time for walking through the door.
Get out of here, yeah.
Yeah, the statutory good time.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
Yeah, so you would, but right off the top of your sentence, you would almost halftime, you know what I mean? So
Wow.
I did like a little less than 4 months.
Okay,
Went
okay.
home.
There you go,
Yeah.
man. Fucking, so that didn't really teach you shit.
No.
You go home, what
I
happens
came
then?
home, right back into the same routine, right back with the same people. Ultimately, when I turned 17, I think that first bid, I think that's why my dad was like, I'm getting you the fuck out of Somerville. We're going to move up to, because my grandfather lived in Wilmington, so, and he was there for 40 or 50 years before we moved there. And we moved in with him at first. And then my dad ended up finding a house down by Wilmington High School, and we moved in there. And so it was 12 minutes north of Somerville, bro.
Yeah.
See you later.
Right on the
I'd
train.
go right back.
Yeah.
I'd be right back in the projects. And, you know, 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months later, I'd end up back home and then doing the same shit, just the same cycle. Just end up back in Somerville, getting in trouble, finally get caught up with. You know, and I had a problem with going to court back then too. It didn't matter what it was for.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't go.
Right.
So I don't know. I got like
Mad at those warrants.
yeah, I
What are
got
they
like
called again?
147 defaults. on my
Default
record.
warrants. Right.
So like my bails would always be super high because I always defaulted, so I could never make a bail. I think the lowest bail I had since 10 years old was like 75 grand cash. So like I just didn't go. It didn't matter if it was for shoplifting. I just wouldn't go.
Right. I've done it many times myself.
It was like
Just being on the run. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it was like an imbalance in my brain that I just wanted to be in trouble. That I just wanted to just be running.
Or just didn't give a fuck.
No.
You know what I mean? That's the
No.
way I was. You know what I mean? Just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Dude. Whether you got locked up, you got caught. You know, it's fun. You can stay on the run as long as you
Yeah.
can. But when you get caught, you go in, it's whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then you get your rep in there. It's like, you know, you're building on a different level, on a different place. But fucking, so you end up catching your second bid. When do you end up catching your second bid?
Probably about 3 months after I got out the first time. I was in and out of Billerica like between the ages of 17 and like 22, like 5 or 6 times.
Really?
Just little skid bids, and then I caught an 18-month bid.
Why Billerica though? Isn't
That was
some?
Somerville's Middlesex County.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Somerville to Lowell, I think, or Cambridge to Lowell is all Middlesex County.
And now that's where Crazy White Boys originated, right? Is that the county?
Yeah, that was
That's Lynn too.
Lynn is I believe Lynn is Essex.
Okay, so it's Essex is where
Yeah,
the CWBs.
Middleton is where the
Middleton,
CWBs,
exactly. I
yeah,
always
yeah.
confuse those fucking
Yeah.
places.
Well, Billerica and Middleton were kind of a lot alike back then.
yeah.
But somewhere along the line, Billerica ended up switching up, and you know they tried shutting down the main building, and they put pods out where the ball field used to be. So after Plymouth, all the county jails were starting to be designed just like Plymouth, just pods, like the Max.
Yup.
Just pods. And that's what they would do. It was like cold storage warehouse.
Yup.
Put you in a bin and leave you there.
Fact,
You know what I
bro.
mean? Now Billerica is the same thing. They're like 22 hours locked down a day. None of the blocks got TVs or nothing. They'll bring the TVs out for like sporting events and stuff like that. Patriots games, Celtics games. Other than that, you know.
When was the last time you were there?
The last time, I haven't been to any of the new facilities up there, but all my family, I got cousins and I got my brother's been up there, and they've all, my uncle was a CO in the
Was he?
Cambridge jail for 20 years and then moved over to Billerica when Cambridge closed. Now he's a security guard over at Mass General Hospital.
Wow.
So like I always knew everything that was going on there, you know what I mean? Because they always told me.
That's crazy. What's it like having an uncle that's a CO living
Every time I would end up in Cambridge,
Yeah.
after like 2 or 3 days, they would have to ship me out because they knew he was a blood relative.
Yeah.
So I'd end up in Nashua Street, or I'd end up in like Plymouth, you know, something like that.
And what was Nashua Street like back then? Or even whenever you were at it?
The first time I was in Nash was like 97. And Nash was like, back then, like a little gladiator school.
Yo, where it still is.
So getting it in. Dudes have
Yeah.
been getting it in there for years, for decades. But back then it was more of kind of like you know, like Walpole, kind of like Bill Ricker back in the day. It was more of a respect thing. If you moved the right way, if you moved a certain way, you'd catch respect. If you weren't willing to stick up for yourself, if you weren't willing to protect yourself, no one wanted to help you.
Right.
Like no one wants to put their neck on the line for someone that won't even lift a finger for themselves.
Absolutely, bro. And I've said it before, respectful people don't get hurt. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's not always the case. There's those outlying situations. But for the most part, if you're a respectful, good dude, you're probably going to be all right, especially like as a CO anyway, you know what I mean? But even a convict, you know what I mean? Whatever. It's respect. It's all about respect.
Now, I will say, you know, towards like the second half of the last sentence I did, I legit ended up doing some like really shitbag stuff.
Like what?
To good dudes, like with money, with drugs, with basically that.
Yeah.
But like it does, like the shit turned me into someone that I never thought like that I'd be. You know what I mean?
I mean, I was there with you when there was that, when that technically, like when you were doing it, it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? People didn't ostracize you or check you in.
Oh, no. It got worse, though. Like, it got worse. Like, I was like beating dudes for money like that were always good to me and were always my friend. And were always, you know, and we always had a common respect. But once that shit just came in, and it didn't matter no more.
Like what? What shit are you talking about?
Everything. Anything that would come through. Anything I could get my hands on. Dope. Even Sobo.
Right.
Sobo ruined the system.
Sobo really did fuck up the
Sobo ruined the system. Because it fucking ruined the system. It turned dudes into monsters, and it's really some shit that shouldn't even turn dudes into monsters.
Right, it's a fucking synthetic opiate that is supposed to keep you from getting high. You know what I mean? Rather people are using it to get high in prison because it's so thin and easy to fucking get in.
But I mean, at one point in time, up to max, I mean, you were there with me. So, like, there was mad dope coming through.
Absolutely.
All types of shit. And I was getting fucked up.
Yeah, dude. But the thing is that when the dope came through, it would only be like once a month or once every month. And you would have the money because you wouldn't be spending it all the time. You know what I mean? Because now it's like with Sobo, people are catching habits. So they're spending every day. It only lasts for a certain amount of time before you have nothing left. And then you have to start, you know, burning bridges and fucking, you know what I mean?
And then the deuce hit.
Yep, deuce is even worse.
Dude, I turned into a deuce monster.
Oh,
bro.
That's probably what you're saying. Like,
I turned into a deuce monster, bro. It didn't matter who the fuck I had to fuck over. Like, it was that crazy.
Damn, man.
And I mean, I made it, you know, like when I came home, I made shit right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because once I'm separated from people, that's it. And it's like that with a lot of people up there, out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? But when I came home, like, I felt like the biggest shitbag.
Right.
Like, I came home and I was clean and I was doing good, and I was like, what the fuck did I do all that for?
Right.
Like, I fucking ruined friendships, and I ruined, like, solidarity, my name, everything. So, like, I got in touch with people, you know what I mean? And I made shit right.
I never really heard, like, anybody slandering your name like that.
Well, it was never that. To me, it was that bad.
Right.
It might not have been that
deal about it yourself, right?
It might not have been that big of a deal to some other dudes, because there were dudes in there that would rat their fucking mother out for an eighth of Sobo.
Right.
But like in my mind, when I came home, and like all that stuff hit me, like after, you know, a couple months of being home, I was like, wow, dude. Like, I really fucked all that shit up, like all those friendships up that I'd been with dudes for years and would have went through the trenches with.
Right.
And like just threw it all away for some bullshit, for some paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that shit's very addicting, bro. And I've seen it happen to so many fucking people, bro. So many people, bro. Good ass dudes, bro. Ruining themselves, dude. But we'll get to that part. I don't want to skip over any part of your story because let's get through Walpole, because how many bids did you do before you ended up in Walpole?
Walpole, during the bid I went to Walpole, that was during my first sentence.
Your first state sentence?
My first state sentence, yeah. I got incarcerated. I got sent to Concord.
For what though? Let's. What did you get? What did you do to get locked up for that one?
A robbery on Cape Cod. I robbed the Tedeschi's in North Falmouth for a lottery safe.
And what were you doing down on the Cape? Were you living there?
I had gone down there originally to like get clean, because the recovery scene down there is really big.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down there and I went into the Miller House.
Yeah.
And that was around like 99.
Mm-hmm.
And I got cleaned up. I got my probation reinstated. Like my PO found out that I was doing good. So instead of violating me and sticking me back in, he said, I'm going to let you stay down there, finish out the Miller House. I didn't finish out the Miller House. I didn't graduate, but I met someone that worked there at the time, and he owned a sober house in North Falmouth, and I ended up moving into that sober house.
Okay.
And I did good down there for like, I want to say, like 13 or 14 months.
Okay.
So right around 2000, 2001, I relapsed.
Okay.
And it was right after my son was born. And
Figures.
yeah.
I was just talking about the self-sabotage shit.
Yeah.
Did you felt like you were doing good, you have something beautiful come into your life, and then you decide to fuck it all up?
Fucked it all up.
Why, dude? Why do you think that is?
That shit just calls you, bro. I don't know what it is. And when they say it's a disease, like I actually believe it, because when it's something that's strong enough of a craving, of a want, that'll make you throw something like that away, it's crazy.
To give up your son, to give up your sobriety, to
My
give up
freedom,
that 14
all
months of work.
Yeah, yeah. So I ended up hitting the Tedeschi's in North Falmouth. I was in and out of there all the time because it was right down the street from the sober house. And I saw how they worked everything. I saw where every time someone got a lottery ticket, the money got put into a safe. It didn't go into the register. It went into a safe because I think they did drops separate with that. So I went in there one night, right around closing time, shut the lights down, and told the clerk, "Let's go. We're going in that safe." And
how much did you get?
It was like $22,000.
Wow, for a Tedeschi safe, dude.
It was in North Falmouth.
Okay.
The money is in North Falmouth.
Yeah.
Right around Magansett Beach.
At first, I was about to bust shots at you for breaking and ruining it all with the
like
damn
22
gas
grand.
station, but shit.
And I didn't get away for that long. It was only like 3 or 4 days.
Damn, but 3 or 4 great days, huh?
Yeah, really. You ain't lying. It was hotels and getting fucked up.
How long was it after you relapsed that you decided to rob that gas or to rob Tedeschi?
Like a week.
Damn, kid,
like
that was
a
a
week.
fast descent.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't waste no time.
Like that, bro.
Damn,
Yeah.
and what did you relapse on?
Crack.
Oh, that's the worst.
And then after that was heroin.
Yeah.
Once I went out one night and we got a bunch of shit, and that was gone. And like 2 days later, I was shooting dope.
Yeah.
Dope was always my drug of choice, but it was always crack that took me out.
Dude, crack was my drug of choice, but I always I like dope. Like I ended up doing dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like my second drug of
Yeah.
choice. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And you would think at 9 years old, the first drug I ever did was coke. I did coke before I even smoked weed.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Or before I
That's
smoked a
crazy.
cigarette.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it was always coke or crack
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
But once I found dope, I think I was around, 17, 18, 19 years old. And I loved it. I loved it.
Man, so you end up robbing this Tedeschi, dude, fucking going on a spree for 3-4 days. And how did you end up getting caught?
I co-defendant.
What happened?
The Falmouth police used a canine dog to track. He went to his girl's house that night.
Yeah.
I had left and ran from there and got in a car about a half a mile up the street because I know when dogs, they lose a scent once you get in a car.
Yeah.
So I ended up in a hotel that night, and 3 or 4 days later, I got ran down on at my house. They had already had him in custody.
How did he get caught?
He ran from the store to his girl's house, which is like
Dumbass,
yeah.
dude.
I should have known better anyway. Some lame from Wareham.
Yeah.
Didn't know what the fuck he was doing. I think he was just looking for quick money and just to get high or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I want to know his name after we're done with this shit.
I'll tell you his name. I think I still got the
stool pages,
paperwork
dude.
somewhere
Yeah.
too. But
Don't do the crime, bro.
No.
If you can't do the time.
and like he put it all out there. He was like, me and my
Had
friend
to
Sean.
smack him to shut him up.
Yeah, me and my friend Sean put on masks. It was on the paperwork. Me and my friend Sean put on masks. We went in this Tedeschi's. We told the clerk and blah, blah, blah.
His shoe got untied.
Yeah.
He tied his shoe.
Yeah.
Left lace over right lace.
Everything, dude, everything. It was
Dude.
crazy.
That sucks, kid.
But I went up. I got sentenced to a 3-3 in a day for that. and ended up doing like almost 9 years.
You know what, dude? 3-3 in a day for 22 grand. Not that I would say do it, but it could have been worse.
Could have been worse. It ended up worse. I caught 2 crimes while I was incarcerated.
That's
on that
right.
First bid.
You ended up doing 9. What did you?
Almost 9. I did 8 and some change.
Yeah, dude.
And, like I thought I wasn't gonna get charged, and like 2 weeks before I was ready to wrap up, I get this paperwork from Dedham County, Dedham County DA, and they were charging me with the arson for the fire I lit in the RB at Norfolk. Like that did a lot of damage. There was a few COs that were forced to retire because of injuries they sustained during the evacuation.
Wow.
That's when DDU was in the whole first and second tier. And they were having to put like 10 or 15 dudes in each rec cage.
Yeah.
And you know when dudes from DDU, dudes were going out there with razors and cutting the zip cuffs. And then they were fighting each other.
Right.
A sergeant fell down the back stairwell in the RB. He was forced to retire because of injuries he sustained. So I kind of got off easy on that because I could have got more.
You know what? He tripped and fell down the stairs.
Well, he was breaking
in
up.
trouble for it.
I got in trouble
for it. What the
for it.
fuck, dude? Stop drinking on the job, bro.
He actually got hurt. That back stairwell, like I'll even admit this, that back stairwell is like steep.
But how could that be your fault, though?
And because I was the one that they used me because I'm the person that caused the incident.
Yeah.
And now whenever I don't know when they did this, but somewhere along the line they passed a law or something saying that if you're directly responsible for the reasons, like getting in a fight now, you mess someone up real bad, you break their jaw, they need that shit wide, you stab. Like they use that now. They try to get you for their hospital.
Not skipping ahead, you end up getting the 3-3 in a day for the Tedeschi's.
Yeah.
Where do you go throughout your bid?
Started in Concord.
Yep.
Concord used to be, back then it was like real quick. Your classification was like 45 days.
Yep.
And they didn't use no point system back then.
Yeah.
I mean, they had one in place, but when you went in front of the classification board, they would just say, where do you want to go? And if that's not available, what is your secondary choice?
Right.
Everybody told me, because, it was my first state bid, I don't know how it worked. Everyone told me just go in there and ask for Norfolk.
Right.
So I went in and I asked for Norfolk. And my secondary choice was, I think it was either Old Colony or I think Bay State was still open back then. But they were like, all right, you got a 3-0 to Norfolk. Like, it was that quick.
Wow.
They didn't even make me leave the room and come back in. They were like, all right, we're going to give you a 3-0 to Norfolk. And like 5 days later, I was gone.
And that was in 01?
Yeah, right around 01, yeah.
Wow, things have changed so fucking
It's
much.
crazy now.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Now look what they do with classification.
Oh, man, it's horrible.
You get classified somewhere for something for parole.
And they'll redirect you.
And they'll redirect you because of bed availability.
Right.
It's bullshit. Yeah, I ended up in Norfolk. I was there a few months, got in a fight. Dude told on me, so they let him back out in the population.
What was Norfolk like?
Norfolk was the shit.
Yeah, talk about
Norfolk was like Disneyland for fucking convicts, bro.
Yeah.
The food, the canteen, the out of cell time. There was no locked doors.
No more locked doors.
No more locked doors. Norfolk was a minimum with a wall around it.
Right.
That's what Norfolk was.
Ice cream
still
flavor
kind
of
of
the
is.
week.
Ben and Jerry's, dude.
Yeah.
They had sherbet. They had hamburger. They had chicken. You could buy oil to make onion rings, donuts, whatever you wanted.
Wow.
Every block got a
Donuts.
kitchen. Yeah. Like dudes were making everything.
See, you know me, I never made it down there, and like
Yeah.
I heard the stories, man. Like
I ended up doing
bad.
like my last 7 on this pass bid down there before I
remember.
made it out to the minimum.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But Norfolk back then,
Yeah.
like 1,500 dudes in the camp.
Yeah.
And
big.
And a lot of other camps, the best hustles are like drugs or gambling.
Yeah.
Norfolk, the best hustle is food.
Right. Cooking food.
If you can cook, you're making money.
Word.
You're making crazy money.
Hell yeah. Dude.
So dudes would make like 50 plates
yeah.
and go out on the camp and sell them for a book or 2 books.
Would you say that being in Norfolk was much better for you to re-enter and be good in society compared to like being in the Max and other places like that?
Absolutely.
Like being there kind of prepared you more.
100%, because Norfolk is run by an inmate committee.
Yeah.
It's not run by the administration. I mean,
Right.
kind of every place is run by the administration.
Right.
But there's an inmate committee
Get out of here.
in
Never knew
Norfolk in place. The lady who donated that land back in the 20s, when they built the prison, the only thing that she had asked for is that it be run like a community for men that are getting ready to transition back out into the community.
Right.
And that's how it originally was. I mean, you can go online and see all this.
Right.
Like you hear all these stories. Norfolk used to be an all-girl college and blah, blah, blah. That's all bullshit.
Yeah. Is it?
Norfolk was land that was donated by a lady.
Yeah.
The prison was built by convicts.
Wow.
And when it was opened, it was an inmate committee was put in place. There's a camp chairman, there's a camp co-chairman, and there's another co-chairman. One white, one black, one Spanish.
Wow.
So, and then every block has a block rep.
Damn.
And then once a month, there's a meeting with the administration.
Holy shit.
And they meet with all these people, all the block reps, and the chairman, and the co-chairman, and the co-chairman.
Yeah.
And they go over problems, and they go over issues, and they go over, you know, supplies, and they go over, you know, the board games need to be ordered, the stuff for the gym need to be ordered.
Wow.
If there's an issue with a certain CO that's running a block all messed up, that comes up.
Wild.
And they'll remove that CO and put another one in. Yeah, dude.
Talk about it. Prison politics being so much different.
That's prison politics 101.
Word,
dude,
bro.
real.
How about that? It's a whole different type of prison politics.
So you get all this.
It's like actual prison politics.
Yeah,
like,
and they get the best programs in Norfolk.
Yeah.
They get the college courses are crazy in Norfolk.
Right.
They get debate teams. I heard. They get actual colleges that come into from the street to debate the debate team that's in Norfolk.
I know. They win too.
Yeah, dude. They win a lot.
Yeah.
Against Harvard.
I know.
Debate
I've seen
teams.
it. I've actually looked into that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's so much more in Norfolk. If you're getting ready to transition out and you need resources, you need some type of programming, you need this, you need that, they are getting you that before you leave.
It's so wild how you get nothing like that in the max.
Nah,
bro.
dude.
And it's the same state. Same state prison system.
Same budget, bro.
Same budget, right.
Same
They
budget.
probably actually get more in the max because of the violence or whatever. They're always looking for funds.
The problem with the DOC budget is the unions, the CO unions.
Yeah.
They get over 90% of it.
That's wild. Yeah, because their paychecks are crazy, dude.
Yeah,
the overtime is nuts.
Yep, because they'll work 3-day weeks and work 3 doubles and switch off with everybody. That's why they're doing all these modified lock-ins up to max. Because there's no cops to work the shift because they all do these swaps, but they'll say they're short-staffed.
Yeah.
They're not short-staffed.
Bullshit. They got more staff
They're
than
not
ever.
short-staffed. They're still hiring staff.
Exactly. More staff.
The population has shrunk by almost 2,000 over the last, let's say, 8 years. They're still hiring staff.
Oh, I know. We just seen the sign on the highway.
Yeah, bro. Hiring corrections officers. If the prison population is shrinking, what is the need to keep hiring staff?
Right. Yeah, shit.
That's where that budget money's going.
Right.
Over $700 million a year.
It's wild.
They get nothing for programming.
No, I know.
Norfolk gets the bulk of it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is probably all the money goes to like that one facility, and everywhere else gets fucked.
Yeah,
I think there's other prisons that get decent shit, but like the max, it is really the bottom.
The max gets dick, bro.
Nothing, dude.
The max gets dick.
I spent my whole bid up there, man.
Always has. Bro. Always has. So the only thing good about the max, they got AC in the summer.
Word. It's controlled climate.
That's it.
And it's funny because I come out here, anything hot, cold, I'm like, I hate it, dude. Yeah. I just want it to be the same temperature all year round, or like, you know what I mean? But it doesn't work like that up there. It's always freezing in the summer and hot as shit in the winter. But you do your bid in Norfolk, but what ends up happening with that fight? You get into a beef and go up to Walpole.
Yeah, so that was my first trip to Norfolk. So I'm in the hole, and I'm already reclassed.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm not getting moved. Because now they got me in the hole, so they don't give a shit. You're just going to sit there till they feel like moving you.
Right.
So I'm in Norfolk's hole for like 4 or 5 months after my class. Yeah. After I've been signed off. So now I'm just acting up, trying to find ways to force them to move me. Right. And I can't. I'm fighting move teams. I'm flooding out. Everything. Nothing's where I'm taking the yard hostage, the cages, staying out there 16, 17 hours till it's dark out. None of that's working. Right. So I got blasted one night. Back then, we got a couple Oxy 80s in there, and we made a couple gallons of homebrew. I got all messed up. And I came up with the genius idea to start fishing everybody's flammables in, sheets, newspapers, books, toilet paper, clothing, whatever dudes were willing to give me. Because back then they used to leave all the food wickets open on all the doors. So we could send the phone as we wanted. Because back then they didn't care how we used the phone. So we'd have a line on it. We just pulled the phone. So I just started sending out my laundry bag and just pulling it back with everybody's shit. And I was stacking stuff up in the corner of my cell probably for 4 or 5 hours. I had a pile of stuff 8 feet high. And then I took the little tin tops from the juices we used to get back then, the sun cups. Put them in the sockets, toilet paper and toothbrush, zapped it. Without thinking, just lit it up. Now, without thinking that I'm in a cell, I'm locked in a cell. I was trashed.
Bro, this smoke will kill you,
It did kill him. I'll get to that. So that's why my voice sounds the way it is. That's why I use inhalers now.
Oh, my God.
But without thinking, because I was so messed up. You know what I mean? Oxy 80s and homebrew. It's not a good mix. So I was trashed. Like, I wasn't thinking at all. So when I lit this up, the flames so fast started going up 2 walls across my ceiling and out my window.
No way.
So I started suffocating.
Was it the paint?
The paint caught on fire.
Yeah.
The RB in Norfolk is all steel and concrete.
Right, it's like a tin can, isn't it?
The paint legit started bubbling, caught on fire, started going up both the corner of my cell, started going up both walls in the corner, across the ceiling, like in the movie Backdraft.
Right.
And the flames are going out my window. I waited until the CO came on at 11 o'clock and did his round. Now, at that time, there's only one CO in the building from the 11 to 7 shift. And his office is on the 1st floor. I was on the 3rd floor. So I waited for his round to be done, did it without thinking. And the next thing I know, my cell's 300 degrees and I'm cooking.
Oh, man.
The CO in the West Tower was the one that called it in.
Yeah,
He seen the flames coming out my window.
Oh, shit.
So he called it in. They come running up. Everybody in the whole building's banging because all the ventilation system in the RB is old. It's outdated. It's all connected.
Right, sending smoke to
all
everybody.
the smoke. And then I made another mistake because I'm thinking I can smother the fire by picking up my green mattress and throwing that on there.
That thing's gonna go up too.
So the green shit catches on fire, and that's like a burning tire.
Yeah, dude.
The smoke was just thick and black, bro. And everyone's banging and kicking. So they start evacuating people. So they got all the DDU guys going first. They're putting them out. There's only 10 or 15 rec cages out in the back. They're putting 10 or 15 dudes in each cage.
Damn, dude.
So they had nowhere to put them. They had nowhere to send them. 3 fire departments responded to that fire.
That's something different for the DDU guys, huh?
It ended up on the news. Yeah, it ended up on the news.
Did it really?
Yep. Because like 2 weeks later, when I ended up going to Walpole, I called home, and my grandmother had answered the phone. And I said, "Hey, Graham, it's me. I'm in Walpole." And she goes, "Sean, that wasn't you, was it?" I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, Did you light that fire in Norfolk? I said, "Graham, I can't talk about that." And it was fun. It made me laugh, too, because it was just calm, because I hear her yell in the background, "Bob!" And I can hear my grandfather go, "What?" She goes, "I told you it was him."
Yo, that's
and
funny,
my grandfather,
dude.
And I just remember my grandfather saying, "I knew it. I told you. I knew it was him. Where is he?" And she's like, "He's in Walpole."
Yeah.
And so like 2 weeks later, they brought me back to Norfolk. I spent 2 nights at Brigham and Women's Hospital because the smoke killed me.
Yeah, what
I was out when they finally got to my cell. I wasn't breathing.
Really?
I was done. Yeah. So they brought me.
You weren't breathing. You were dead.
I was dead.
Holy shit.
They left me in that cell for like 27 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. They evacuated everybody else in the building.
What was it
knowing
like?
my shit was on fire. All I could think is, this is how I'm going to fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm going to die in a shithole cell in Norfolk on the 3rd floor of their fucking hole.
Shit,
and I actually did. I just don't remember going out.
Right.
I remember waking up in the ambulance.
Right.
They had hit me with the paddles. They had tubes down my throats. They had IVs in both wrists and the arteries because my CO2 levels were life-threatening. I had too much carbon dioxide in my blood.
Right. Covered in black soot, probably.
I was the color of your T-shirt.
Right. Yeah.
I was coughing it up, choking it up. It was coming out my nose.
Yeah.
I remember getting into Brigham and Women's Hospital, and they had a trauma team waiting, a burn team of doctors and nurses that specialize in stuff like that.
Did you have burns?
I'd like my hands and some on my back, but like nothing that
Smoke
was
probably, right?
real bad. But the smoke inhalation killed me.
Wow.
So I spent once they started getting my blood right, I ended up spending like 36 hours in a hyperbaric chamber to get my lungs and everything right.
What?
And they bring me back to the Shattuck. I was in the Shattuck for like 10 days because they had me on pain meds for my throat. I burnt the real bad places I got burnt were my nasal passage and my esophagus.
Yeah.
You have these hairs in your throat and your nasal passage that act kind of like filters when you get sick and when you cough shit up. Mine are gone.
Really?
They burnt out.
So do you get sick more now and shit?
I don't get sick more, but when something irritates my airway, it just seizes shut. And I can't breathe.
Wow.
So, that's why I had that in my medical record upstate that they couldn't gas me.
Oh, shit.
So, if they ever came in on me after that, they were always coming in on me. I could see, I could breathe.
Yo, that's a
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man,
So,
way better.
And that's why I didn't have any problems fighting move teams because I knew they weren't gassing me.
Right.
And if they came to the door with the can, I knew it was just an empty threat. So I was like, yep. I'm like,
did
whatever.
Did they ever do it? Just saying fuck it?
I wish they did.
Yeah.
I wish they did.
Yeah, because I've seen them do that shit to people where they said, I can't be gassed. I have
First
asthma.
thing I say when they come to my door, I got a reactive air passage, gas me, and I'm going to have your pension.
Right.
And then they're like, what do you mean reactive air? I said, go talk to medical. And they'd always come back and they'd either wouldn't have the can or they'd still have it and try to be like, I'm going to fucking gas you anyway. And I'd be like, go ahead, dude.
Right.
And then they'd put the gas away.
Yeah.
They'd wait till they get more people for the team. But my teams did have a few more people on them usually.
The big hitters?
Yeah, because they didn't want to. I remember one time I took the yard in Walpole.
Yeah.
And they just weren't coming in the cage.
Talk about it.
They just wouldn't come in.
Was this on your first bid?
This was during the time. I was in 10 block at that time for the fire. Because when I got out of the Shattuck and went back to Norfolk, they immediately, superintendent came to medical and was like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Right.
Get him on a fucking bus. He's going to Walpole. He's going to 10 block.
Right.
So I went to 10 block like an hour after I got back to Norfolk.
Yeah.
So I'm out in the cages. They just wouldn't come in. They let me sit out there. It was like 114 degrees.
Oh yeah, they love that. It's easy for them. They'll be like, okay, you don't want to come in? You want to take the yard hostage?
Yeah.
You got that. It's same thing when it's wintertime.
I was just walking around in my boxer shorts, just chilling. And then, I don't know, after like 14 or 15 hours, I was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, right? You give up. That's how it is. You know what I mean? When it's dark out.
Yeah, walking into 10 block then was like walking into AC, and it was hot as shit on those stairs.
Yeah.
But
we did it where everybody actually rode out with us in the max, and we stayed out there until like 1 a.m, and they actually finally came out with the move team.
That's how 10 block was, dude. If shit was going wrong in 10 block when I was there after the fire, like dudes would literally pass, a note, because it's all mouse holes in 10 block. You could pass shit right along to the cells.
Yep.
And dudes would be like, listen, all 4 tiers are doing it. When we go out for our rec, they're going to fight us one at a time.
Right.
And we'd all go out. They'd come to bring us in, and it would be fuck off.
Right.
We ain't going.
Right.
And then they'd go to the next guy. Let's go. We're going, no, fuck you. And then once they got down to that last cage and no one will go, they'd get the team and they'd just start fighting us one at a time.
Right. You've been out there when that happened?
Yeah, dude. We would keep them in their gear.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
Just to be assholes, because they were being assholes to us.
Right.
So for some reason they put the worst shitbag cops
in 10 block
in the holes.
Yeah. Yep.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah. It's because they can't have any fucking human contact.
Because those are the cops that get PC'd from population for being shitbags in population. They can't just be respectful.
Yeah, and not for nothing, but once they get into the hole, they get even worse because they know they have that. They have no fear of getting touched. Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Until they get touched.
Yeah, until they do.
Eventually, someone figures it out, slips a cuff, slips a cage.
Or sees them in pop.
Yeah.
Because back then in Walpole, if they were acting up in the hole, dudes would get them out in pop.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was what happened with Richie Baldwin and them, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, check this out. You go into Walpole that first time on your first bid.
Yep.
Was the first place you went 10 block?
I went right from Norfolk. Right in the 10 block.
Yeah. So did you ever hit pop on that one?
Oh, yeah. I ended up catching a DDU for the fire.
How much time at DDU?
I got a 3-year DDU bid.
Wow.
But I didn't have to do it all.
Why?
Because that's when they came out with that STP shit.
Oh, great.
So
that was 2007, right?
No, STP started earlier than that. STP was around like around 04, 05.
Okay, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was in the first, I was one of the first 8
Yeah.
in the state to enter that program.
Right.
So
did you go from DDU?
I went from DDU. I went
Yeah.
from 10 block to DDU. I was in DDU for like, I want to say like 5 months.
Right.
And I remember this dude, Roland Rowe.
Yeah.
He was the director of the STP program when it started. He came to my door one day and he was like, listen, we were just wondering if you'd be interested in doing this program up at Shirley Max.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like this. You're going to be locked in a lot. But when you get there, you'll have a TV. We'll get you some headphones. We'll get you a radio. And I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah,
I'll go do that shit. So like a week later, they came and said, Doyle, pack your shit. You're going to STP.
What? That's sick. STP was the shit back then, too.
Dude, when it first started, it was straight.
Man,
I mean, there wasn't no jobs or nothing like they got now. Like, guys can earn yard time now.
Yeah.
And guys can earn tier time and get jobs on the tier.
But they gave you a lot more.
But back then, dude, when I got there, my cell was all hooked up. I had a TV waiting. I had some Casio 20s.
Wow.
I had a tabletop radio. And it was all in my name.
Yeah.
Like, they put it all on my books.
They look out in that place back then. You know, when first time I went up there, it was decently like that, too.
Yep.
But then it changed quickly.
And then all you had to do was do a couple groups a day.
Right. And you get incentive points, all that, right?
You can order canteen with your points. Like, what's better than that?
Right.
So, like,
They call it Candyland, right?
Yeah, like, I did good up there.
Yeah,
you
me
know
too.
what I mean?
did good for a long time.
Like,
up
I
there.
actually got involved with, like, the mental health stuff, like, all the classes they were doing. Like, I did it.
And you wanted to, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like they made you feel decent, like a human being. Even the cops treated you differently, bro.
Yep.
It's like they had special training to
It was
be
a
up
whole
there.
different level with the cops.
But Joe, before you even get over there, the 5 months you spent in DDU before they ever even had a mental health program for that type of shit, what was that like over there?
It was the quietest 5 months I've ever spent in the DOC.
Yeah, because no one talked to the door really like that, right?
10, 12 dudes on the tier, and if 2 dudes were talking, like the level of respect on those tiers, you would hear if someone needed to get a message to someone, you would hear someone say, hey, excuse me, guys, pardon me, I'm sorry for interrupting. Do you think I could talk to so-and-so for a minute real quick? Yeah, go ahead. Wicked respectful. But other than that, it was just laid back. We go out to the yard for an hour a day out in the kennels. You know, I was there with, with a lot of dudes. Dudes like Sparky and all them. We'd go out, we'd work out for an hour, we'd go back in, bird bath, lay down, watch some TV, read a book, listen to some music. We had chess tournaments on the tiers.
Really?
We'd number boards 1 through 64, make pieces, and just move both sides. You know.
We used to play chess over there.
Yeah,
I used to play chess with my neighbors all the time.
Dude. And it was just, it went by fast. It went by quick. And they'd come up the tier once or twice a week with all the supplies you need. If you need writing paper, envelopes, pens, stamps, they had everything.
Were you over there with Joe Drews was he there?
Yeah, dude. Dudes like that, though, they were just different kind of shit, man.
Yo, word, bro.
Billy Miller,
dude,
Joe
he's
Drews.
Another one, dude.
He's out now, dude. They let him go.
They let him go?
Yeah, he's out.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't believe that. Billy Miller used to try to get people AIDS and stuff like that.
Yeah, he'd put shit in the shower head.
Yep,
Joe Drews would
do it too.
Put a staple on the end of a...
Try to get you
Try
AIDS.
to get you under the door.
Yep.
Like, they're just different kind of shit back. Just the worst, most rotten kind of fucking human being you could be.
Word.
Like, I'd get to their cells, and, like, I would, like, literally, I'd wait with the CO, like, handcuffed and shackled, and I'd be like, hold up, stop.
Right. Make sure they're not near the door.
And even if they were, then I'd jump.
Yeah.
So I know they wouldn't be getting me coming underneath the doors.
So whack.
Like, they were the reasons, like, they put those plates and them guards at the bottom of the door so they couldn't get anything out in the end.
Yep.
But, like, I know of at least 3 or 4 people Drew Scott with staples, like, on the end of a pole.
You put it on a piece of paper, roll it up, and then fucking jab you with it underneath your foot and when you're going to the shower and flip-flops and shit.
Matter of fact, I was on the tier in 10 block when Billy Miller shit down the dude Fatih.
Did he?
I was right in the cell next to Billy Miller.
And you were you saw Fatih get shit down?
Oh, yeah.
What?
That woke...
Talk about that.
And the smell of that shit woke me up from a dead sleep.
I hate that smell, bro.
Dead sleep, dude, because that dude was a professional with shit bombs.
Oh, I know.
He would put milks under his bed for weeks and mix that in it, piss, blood, shit. And the dude, Fatih, was taking a shower. And how about this for a shitbag? Billy Miller did that for a staff tray.
Really, dude?
I watched the cop, Rivers, the sergeant, Rivera or Rivers, something like that, come down about an hour afterwards and give him a staff tray and stir fry.
Right.
That's what he did it for.
Right.
And,
because everybody hated Fatih, all the COs.
Yeah, but that night, late that night on the overnight shift, Fatih had a plan. You know, he had his thing. He always had his thing.
Yeah.
But he flooded his cell out, made it look like his toilet backed up. So they came up. They put him in a restraint chair when they take him out of the cell.
Yeah.
But he slipped a cuff while he was in the chair. So when they're bringing him back to the cell, he gets up out of the chair. He's already got one hand free, grabs the birdcage door, swings it open. And the first one and I think the kid was a rookie. I think it was like his first or second night on the overnight shift. Stabbed him right in the eye, bro.
Really? He got Billy Miller in the eye?
No, the cop.
Oh, he got the cop in the eye.
That cop went running off the block, screaming, holding his face, blood spurting.
Wow.
Left his co-worker with Fatih on the tier, and you could hear Fatih laying into him. He stabbed that dude a few times, and I guess it like hit his breastplate or something, and the knife bent.
Yeah.
So Fatih just threw the knife away, and he just wrapped his hand in the shirt. I had my little mirror piece, and he was just breaking this dude's face. Boom. Boom. But it sounded like, remember the movie Rocky when he was hitting the meat?
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Fatih, I heard, was a very, very tough individual.
Wicked dangerous dude.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know a lot about him like you do. But
Shitbag, but a dangerous dude.
Yeah.
Then you just see like 50 cops running down the tier.
Yeah.
And they finally got him. But the dude that he had, bro, they were escorting him off the tier, the cop. He couldn't see, he couldn't walk. It's more like they were dragging him.
Wow, dude.
But his whole plan that night was to get the 3-ring, open Billy Miller's cell and kill him.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
For that shit. That's like for nothing, dude. You did that for nothing for a cop.
Right. And it's like those are the type of things that drive a motherfucker insane too. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's almost like you can't even blame Fatih at that point for fucking going bonkers because they were coming after him hard.
Well, he said it that night. We could hear him out in the main area. He was like, "You motherfuckers tried to get me, so now it's kill or be killed."
Word.
He's like, "You tried to get me, I'm gonna get you." They broke his arm that night and everything. He didn't make a peep.
Word, and they used to break all his fingers, dude. His fingers are mangled now.
He wouldn't make a peep.
Fucking hands are like, you know what I mean?
He wouldn't make a peep. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker, go ahead, break another one." You know what I mean? He's a sick dude.
He was, dude.
He's the only dude I knew that needed a move team to go to the shower.
Yup.
Only dude I've ever seen that they would suit up. 8, 9, 10 deep just to bring him to the shower.
Yeah.
He had a move team that went to court with him.
Yeah.
They opened house trailers out in the parking lot of Walpole and kept shifts on 24/7 just for him because they opened DDU about 3 months early.
Yeah.
And he was over there by himself.
Wow. Dude.
And they had a whole shift. That one shift would sleep in the trailer or hang out in the trailer out in the parking lot, and then they'd switch shifts. The shift that was on would go out. And dude, he's a dangerous dude.
Yeah, they said he was the most dangerous convict in Massachusetts history. I don't believe that because there's other dudes that are a little more dangerous.
I wouldn't say in history, but I would say one of. One of the most dangerous dudes, but not in the history. Like you go back to the 90s in Walpole, and the 80s in Walpole, dudes were coming dead out of there every day.
Right, exactly.
You know, but like
you had real killers.
But I don't know if he was out pop.
Yeah.
You never know, like, what would he have done?
I mean, but he was in Pop in Old Colony. He was in Pop in Walpole. I mean, he had been in Pop. It's not like he wasn't, and he didn't do that shit in Pop, but when he did go off, it was like things just, once he got to DDU, it was nuts. Once he stabbed the cops, and then he went to DDU and shit.
Dude, he sent the district attorney a knife.
Yeah.
And saying the next one of these is going to be buried in a cop if I don't get the same privileges that everyone else over here gets.
Right.
Because they weren't giving him a TV, they weren't giving him radios, nothing. They just had him on Echo status.
Bro, they put him in D-Wing butt naked for more than 10 years.
I know.
That is an absolute insanity. I would rather kill somebody than do that to somebody because that's torture. You know what I mean? That's just wrong. It's like, the dude's a super scumbag. Take him out. Take him out of his misery, or just at least just keep him in there, like, and just give him the same shit as other people. Don't fucking fuck with someone's mind like that, bro.
That was like that was like my first experience in Walpole.
Yeah, dude.
Was that?
Yeah.
Because once I got there from Norfolk, I started like acting up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I was just in the hole, and once you put me in the hole,
it's a different game.
I just sometimes it's just because I'm bored. But DDU, again, there was only one tier with 10 block dudes that were in red. And all the other 3 tiers, lower left and upper right and upper left, were all 10. They were all DDU dudes.
Right.
So they ended up taking me off the 10 block tier and put me on the DDU tier in red.
Right.
So I'm on a tier with all DDU dudes, And this is one of my first experiences, waking up to Billy Miller throwing shit all over Fati.
Damn, kid.
And I was like, what? It was like the stench woke me up from a dead sleep.
Yeah, dude. I was just talking about it, man. It's so
was
funny.
horrible.
It's so funny you're bringing all this shit up. I hate doo-doo slingers, bro.
He would make masks.
Yeah.
Billy Miller, he would put shit on his face till it dried and peel it off and make masks.
What?
And he'd make little fucking shit snowman figurines and like leave them on his desk. Dude was a sick dude, bro.
I know, dude.
He would pack the shower head with shit after he got done, so the next dude would get his shit all over.
Yeah, so would Joe Juice. Joe Juice did that shit too.
Yeah.
Same shit. I mean, he might have learned it from Billy Miller, but they were buddies, dude. Like they would fight though. They were neighbors. They would fight,
dude. They would go at it.
Bro, that shit's crazy. I heard they tapped a hole through the wall, and he would
cum dust.
Yeah, he would put cum dust.
In the
he would dry
toothpaste
cum
in the toothpaste tube.
Yeah, dude.
I seen him get a bunch of dudes like that.
Oh, disgusting, bro.
But he could only get away with that in 10 block though.
Yeah.
And DDU, the doors are solid.
Right.
I mean, if you want to get someone through the side, I mean, you got a little bit of room, but most of it's going to come back on you.
Yeah.
But imagine that, like you jerking off on a piece of paper, letting it dry up, scraping it all up.
Yo.
For how long? And you got to fill up a toothpaste tube.
I couldn't even imagine, dude. Right?
It's crazy.
Take my cum dust, bitch.
Just talking about it is like.
It's almost funny, but it's not.
How
it's
fucking
disgusting.
mentally crazy is it that went through this shit?
Yeah.
And I'm not all fucking whacked out and crazy.
Guy, I was just talking about this shit. The things that you see and experiences in prison, in maximum security, solitary confinement, it's just otherworldly. It's a whole nother world. You know what I mean? But so anyways, dude, right, to your story, right? It's crazy talking about this shit because I would really just talk about all this shit, dude, right? But so you end up doing all that time in DDU, experience all this shit. Yeah. You know, you end up getting out of DDU and going to SDP. What was it? And then now let's talk about SDP. You get over there, you got all that stuff. How long do you end up doing over there?
I was in STP for like 18 months.
18 months, all right.
Yeah. Because what they were doing then was once you went into STP from DDU, back then in DDU you couldn't earn good time. But once you got to STP, you could earn good time.
Right.
So I was earning good time. So I knocked a whole bunch off that 3 years, and I got out of there in 18 months.
Right.
But I was with some of the most like mental characters the system had to offer.
I know, me and you both. We were both up there. I know.
Like Latino heat.
Yo, Eddie Ramirez.
Dude, crazy.
So bad,
the shit he would do just for nothing,
Drive you crazy, too,
And
man.
then there was this other dude.
Playing the drums.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, man.
All night long.
All day and all night, man.
And there was another dude there. I forget his name. I think he was from Chicago. I think his name was Tracy. Tracy something. But he would just cut up for nothing.
Yeah, there was so many cut up
And his
artists.
arms would look like spaghetti. Like he would hack himself up.
Yeah.
Just for like new T-shirts and boxes and socks. Like, just ask.
Yeah, right.
Like
things you didn't need to do it for.
No, but these dudes did it. And I think a lot of the dudes up there like were cutting up like to escape something. Like because you could tell once they started doing it, like they were different. Like they just calmed down when they saw the blood.
Right.
Like that dude Gerhardt in 10 block. That was another one of my first experiences in 10 block. I watched him throw his own ball bag out onto the tier.
Get the fuck out of here. Talk about that, bro. I want to hear that story.
On Valentine's Day, I forget the year. It's right around 04, 05.
Yeah.
He was going through like a transition with his sexuality at the time and everything anyway. So he was just a mental case. He would cut himself up.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day comes around and we hear all this yelling on the tier and blah, blah, blah. And then so obviously we're all up at the bars. We want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then like 2 or 3 minutes after I come to the door, I just hear like this wet sound off the wall a couple cells down. And then I look down on the floor and I'm like, no. And I'm like, what is that?
You know what it was, right?
And my neighbor, I didn't know what it was. And my neighbor goes, dude, that's his balls. And I'm like, whose? And he's like, Gerhardt. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, that's his balls. He's like, that's balls. I'm like, this dude just cut his balls off, bro?
Yeah.
Cops go down to the cell and they immediately just get on the thing. We need medical. We need this. I don't even know the codes they were calling. But then I hear the cop saying he's painting his walls with blood. Like he was literally like letting the blood like filling his hands.
Dude, I'm sure.
And then just smearing the walls.
How much blood got to be coming out of your nuts to cut your whole balls off?
He cut his balls off, bro.
That's insane. I was up there when that little dude, the little bald kid, bald older dude, he was like, you know, I forget his fucking name, bro, but he cut the tip of his dick off and threw it on the tier, and the cop picked it up. And he was like,
didn't even know what it was?
No, he knew what it was because he was telling him, that's the tip, that's the tip. It was fucking great. I'm like, yo, this is unreal. I
would have died laughing.
Yo, I swear to God. He's like, it's just the tip.
Just to see him looking
it's just
at
the tip, though.
Oh,
the dude
man.
didn't even care. It was like he was laughing about his own dick being on the tip.
Dude, so those were my first 2 experiences with 10 Block. So I was kind of glad when they came and asked me if I wanted to go to STP because I knew all them dudes that were in 10 Block with me were now over in DDU somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't want to end up on those tiers no more.
Right.
Like I ended up on a tier with Billy Miller at one end and Joe Druce at the other.
That's horrible.
And when they were fighting,
yeah,
it was all night, every night. It was like sound deprivation.
Yeah, exactly. I was just the echo, right? Oh man, you can't talk to your friends. You can't talk to nobody because you can't hear them.
No, and they're disrespectful. Don't give a fuck. They'll just say, "Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm talking. It's my tier. Blah blah blah. I own this tier." It just got fucking.
Where those PCs, motherfuckers.
It just got to the monotonous point of being so fucking annoying.
It's torture.
But when that dude Roland Rowe came to my door and was like, "We just started this new program up Shirley Max. Would you like?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it out."
Absolutely, right?
And I was going, and that's when all the dudes were like on the fucking level, like, "Nah, fuck that. That mental health shit's for the weak, bro.
Right,
For
exactly.
the weak."
I remember that shit.
I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm going. They give me a TV, a radio, but I'm going to the max. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You stay on the tier with Billy Miller and Joe Druce. I'm good.
I'm beating the system.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
I'm getting
I'm getting free canteen, getting good time. Fuck off. You think I want to sit here day for day with you?
You know what's weak is riding with the common narrative, bro, right?
Just doing every
you're too
minute
afraid
of your bid.
not to take the perks, right? You're afraid. Now I'm not
every
afraid, bro. I'll do
single
whatever.
second of your bid when you're in DDU.
And I'll fight you when I get out of here, you fucking punk.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you like this, right? It's not weak, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you're getting way more out of you. And you get good time, you're getting, and you're having a good time.
But then look what happened. A couple years later, dudes find out how it is over there.
And everybody wants to go.
First they're hitting the STP, then they're hitting the RTU. That's where I went from the STP. I went from the STP down to the RTU block.
Same thing.
So, and then once dudes found out like what you could get, everybody was going.
People are like, swing, swing.
Yeah, I need STP.
Fucking cutting up, hanging themselves and shit.
And everybody, mad good dudes started going.
I remember I did it.
Yeah, I remember when the whole STP was a whole fucking like 2 tiers of just solid dudes, bro.
I know.
I mean, I wasn't there no more, but we used to talk to them from the rec deck, send them shit up, coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you had Richie Baldwin, Paul, fucking all them guys.
Kicker, everybody was there, dude.
Kicker went to the BMU a lot.
Yep.
But fucking, poor kid, dude. BMU was horrible.
Suck, dude. I never went there.
Fish tanks. It's like glass doors.
Well, I seen it.
Camera in your cell.
Yeah, I did see it.
They turn your TV on and off for you, right?
You got to earn your TV.
You got to earn it, and you can only watch it for a certain part of the day and shit, right? Like, dude, that place is torture. My brother did mad time.
If you didn't do your groups, you didn't get no TV.
Yup. And they would fuck with you hardcore, bro. Remember when what's his face was over there, Brennan McGinnis?
Yeah.
He would break his own arms to get out of there.
Yeah.
Imagine the mental torture
Just
you
for
have
trips.
to. Yeah, just to go to the hospital. Yeah. That's what I mean. Honestly, that's really like when I said I cut up a couple times. Like that's really what it was. I'm sitting in DDU. They're fucking
crazy,
with me.
dude.
I'm like, what the fuck is the point? I'm going to Bridgewater. I'll go get canteen.
Let me get the fuck
hang out with
here.
bitches, dude, and wreck time all day. Let's chill.
Little tune up, a little trip.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Why not, bro? Get some peace and quiet.
Dude, I watched the kid Mark. This kid Mark Curry. Was my co-defendant from the fire thing in Norfolk.
Right.
He came to Walpole with me. He died the day he got out. He OD'd. God rest his soul, right? Damn. But I remember when him and Eric Bagu sat on the tier.
Derek Bagu, right?
Eric. In DDU on Thanksgiving, and both of them said, Doyle, you want our Thanksgiving trays? We're going to have a TV dinner and go to the hospital. And I didn't know what TV dinner meant at the time. I didn't know they were going to smash their TVs and eat glass.
Oh, that's what they meant?
Yeah, so that they could get taken out and get put on Dilaudid or something.
Yo, that's
dude.
hilarious.
Like,
I
how
wouldn't
crazy
do that.
is that?
Like,
you're swallowing hunks of glass to go out and get them to go down your throat with a thing and take it out and then put you on Dilaudid?
See, I know a lot of guys who got to that point, but I would never do, right? I hardly ever hurt myself, and if I did, it was for like a really good reason,
I
bro.
took them Thanksgiving trays, though.
Yeah, facts.
Shit, let me get those.
Hell yeah, send it.
Shit.
Send it. So anyways, man, how much time do you end up, you did 18 months up there.
18 months in STP. The day I finished STP, I went down to the RTU block.
Yeah.
And I was in RTU for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then they charged me with the fire from Norfolk. They hit me with that.
So you were just about to go home at that point,
I had weeks left.
Right.
So, but because the DAs, they got 7 years of a window, statute of limitations, they won't hit you right away.
Right.
So I did okay, though, because the judge was like, you know what, I'm going to go back 11 months non-pro-tunc. So instead of, doing the whole bit, I only ended up having to do like 13 more months.
Right.
But I copped out quick because they sent me to Dedham. That's another fucking crazy punk jail, dude.
Right.
So I was there for like 4 or 5 months, and I copped out to the 3 and a day. They indicted me, and that's when I didn't understand why there was a CO at the court to give testimony when I'm pleading out. But they had this CO from Norfolk bringing all types of reports and everything about injuries sustained and COs that were forced to retire. I thought the judge was going to say fuck it to the deal and smoke me.
Right.
So I grabbed my lawyer, but they ended up just letting me stay with the 3 and a day. I ended up doing like 13 months on it that I had left, and I wrapped that up and I ended up going back to the max, right back to the max. But by that time, Walpole was classification again.
Let me ask you this, though. When you were in STP, didn't you stab the cop up there?
Sturgis.
Talk about that story real quick.
We were going, when you go to when STP started, all the groups were in these like telephone booth size like cage things, and there was 4 of them, so only 4 people could go to group at a time.
Right.
So, we're at our groups and blah, blah, blah. We're doing all the work. And then after that's done, we got to sit and wait for them to come get us.
Right.
The mental health staff, they just leave. And we're just sitting there in cages fucking idiots, shackled to the floor, handcuffed to a fucking loop in the fucking desk.
Right.
So they're taking their time with shit. You could see 6 of them are in the bubble and they're not doing nothing.
Right.
They're just stalling, just leaving us there just to be assholes.
Right.
So the cop he's coming around and he's just talking mad shit to everybody.
Yeah.
Like he's one of them dudes that comes in miserable.
Yeah.
So so he comes to my cage and I'm like, about time, and I get up and he uncuffs the loop and I'm still shackled to the floor. So I get up, I'm standing up now. And I'm like, can we fucking hurry up so I can turn around? Like, all he got to do is reach through the bottom wicket and just undo one shackle and then put it through the loop so I can turn around and he can reshackle me.
Right.
But then he's just sitting there staring at me, and then he's like, dude, he's like, Doyle, you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah?
I said, you know what? I said, all right, you got that.
Yeah.
I said, you got that. I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm a bitch. I'm locked in this cage, with that locked door between us, but I'm the bitch.
Right.
I said, all right. So he finally does his thing, and I get up, I turn around, I let him cuff me up, I let him shackle me, and we're walking back to the cells, and I'm like, hey, before we get back, I'm just saying it over my shoulder, like, hey, before we get back to the cell, why don't you just take one of my cuffs off, or loosen it up a little so I could slip it before I go in the cell. Me and you can just shoot a fan one, and we'll see who's a bitch.
Right.
And he's like, shut up, bitch. And the door opens. And I said, all right.
Did anybody else hear him say that?
Yeah, the cop. What was the other one that he was walking?
The convicts wise, I mean.
Oh, dudes in the cells heard it.
Yeah, so
like when
like
I was
you
coming
can't even
back.
let it slide,
Yeah,
like,
so I said, all right, and I put my hands out the wicket.
Not that you would, but like.
He takes my right cuff off. So now all I got is the left, and I turn like this kind of a little, and as I see, as he's going to reach for the cuff, I start to real slow pull my hand in the wicket, so like he's got to reach in more.
Yeah.
And as soon as he puts the key into the cuff, like I pull his hand and I grabbed his wrist.
Yeah.
And I turned around to face the door and I put my foot on the door and I pulled his fucking arm all the way in, so I had him all the way up to his ear in the door.
Yeah.
And I put his arm in a lock like this and I'm holding him. And he's like, Doyle, let me go. I said, who's a fucking bitch now?
Yeah.
I said, who's a bitch now?
Right.
I said, you gonna keep running your mouth? He's like, fuck you, you fucking punk. Fucking better let me go. So I said, all right. So I grabbed his wrist again, and I still got my foot on the door, and I just started ripping his fucking arm up and down. I said, who's a fucking bitch? I said, say you're a fucking bitch. He's like, let me go. He's got me. He's let me go. Let me go. He starts fucking the dude Parker. The other one, Parker. He starts hitting his button.
Yeah.
I said, say you're a fucking bitch, and I'll let you go. He's like, fuck you, fuck you. So I put his arm back in my thing, and I reached back, and I had a pen on the end of my bed.
Yeah.
Like a good one with the metal tip on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I took it from one of the mental health workers when we were doing group.
Stealing from groups and shit.
So it was like the hard plastic, but it had the metal tip with the... So I said, I'm telling you right now, say you're a bitch. And he wouldn't say it. He just kept telling me, fuck myself. So I just started yamming his fucking arm up.
Yeah.
And he starts screaming, he's fucking stabbing me. He's fucking stabbing me. Fucking, so finally, I can't hang on to him no more from the blood and everything. He's getting slippery, so I let him go.
Yeah.
But he was pulling at the same time, so he goes flying across. And you know how there used to be that wall that separated the two sides?
Yeah.
Like he slid right into that fucking wall. So I lift up the left cuff and I see the key still in it with the white bar thing on it.
Nice, dude.
So I take the white bar thing off and I throw it out the door and I got the key.
Yeah.
And I take the cuffs off and I fucking throw them out the door. I don't need those.
Right,
I got
right.
the key.
Yeah.
Now I heard somewhere, I didn't know if it was true, but I heard somewhere that if they lose a cuff key to an inmate, that they end up suspended without pay for a certain amount of time.
Oh, shit.
But I didn't know if it was true, but I was going to try to find out.
Yeah, in fact.
So they're like, give us the keys. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, you ain't getting this fucking key. I said, I'll eat this fucking key right
Fact.
now. No, Joel. So the sergeant comes down, fat sergeant, like fat out of shape. He used to wear his hat up like this all the time.
I think I know exactly who
He
you're
comes to the
talking
door.
about.
He's like, no, he was like bald on top.
Yeah.
He's like, Doyle, give me that fucking key. I'm like, you know what time it is? I said, it's time to play Let's Make a Deal.
I've done that before. Yo.
He's
That's
like,
so
nah,
funny,
fuck that.
dude.
There's no deals. I said, how about this? I said, you go down in the staff kitchen. I said, here, take this bowl, my big bowl. I put it out the wicket. I said, you take that bowl and you go fill it with that green mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah.
You bring it back and I'll give you the key. He's like, fuck that, I ain't that. I said, then I'm just gonna fucking flush the key then. And I walk over to the toilet. He said, hold on. I'm like, what? He's like, give me your word you'll give me that key if I go get you this ice cream. I said, I give you my fucking word as a man.
Yeah.
I will throw this key out the fucking door.
Yeah.
If you go get me that ice cream.
Yeah.
He's like, Doyle, I'm telling you right now, if I go get this ice cream, you don't give me that fucking key, there's gonna be problems.
Can't trust that ice
I
cream
never
once you
said
get
I was gonna
anywhere.
give it to him. I
Yeah.
said, I will throw this fucking key out that fucking wicket.
Yeah.
So he goes down, and like 15 minutes later, he comes back. He's like, all right. He's like, all right, cuff up. I said, fuck that shit. I said, I'll back up to the back of the cell. You slide that fucking ice cream in the bottom wicket. I'll throw this key out the door. He's like, Doyle, give me your fucking word. I said, I already did. I give you my word. I'll throw this key out the door. So he's like, all right, back up. He opens the bottom wicket. He slides the bowl in. So I walk up to the wicket and I just fucking huck the fucking key out the door. And you could hear it land like, I don't know, somewhere down the tear. I couldn't see where it landed, but you could hear it hit the wall.
Yeah.
And it ricocheted off the wall and kept sliding down the tear, and you could hear it tink off someone else's door.
Oh, nice, dude.
It hits Burnsy's door.
Oh, get out of here. He's fucking hilarious.
So
Jimmy Burns.
Burnsy's trying to fish it in, and the fucking sergeant's like, get that fucking key, don't let Burnsy get that key. And then fucking all I hear is the sergeant about 10 seconds later, like, Burnsy, give me that key. So
Yo,
Burnsy
that's
got the key in the
great,
door.
dude.
Burnsy
That
got the
is
key in the door.
great, bro.
So I'm eating my ice cream,
Yeah.
and Burnsy yells out the door. He's like, Doyle, how's that ice cream? I'm like, it's fucking delicious. I'm like, it's fucking delicious. I said, they probably spinning it, but I don't give a fuck. This shit's
Yes,
bomb, right?
yo.
So I hear Burnsy say to the sergeant, he goes, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal.
Yo.
He's like, you go get me a bowl of that ice cream and I'll give you this key. And the sergeant's like, fucking Burnsy, give me that key or I'm opening this door right now. Burnsy ended up eating the key.
Yes.
So he
Yes.
swallowed the key so he could go out for a trip.
Fact,
And,
bro.
Dude, I don't know if the dude Sturgis got suspended or whatever, but I didn't see him for like 3 or 4 weeks after that.
Man,
But
dude, that is
it was,
great.
and how about this? I'll give it to Sturgis.
Yeah.
He's not the one that went and pressed charges.
Right.
His partner Parker's the one that went to the Clinton court
Yeah.
and filed charges against me.
Right.
Sturgis was just going to let it be.
Really?
I was just going to get a D report.
Right.
But the dude Parker went and pressed charges. But
Imagine
because
that,
I was
though.
in the STP,
Yeah.
and it's a mental health program for people with mental health issues, That's why I ended up getting off easy on that.
How much time did you get?
I ended up, they gave me, I think it was like 18 months out of Clinton District Court.
Really, dude?
And they gave me a quaff.
Damn, kid.
A guilty without a finding for a
Hey,
year.
fortune favors the brave.
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
It really does, dude. The guys who do the craziest shit always end up with the best deals.
I think it just got to the point where the judge at Clinton District Court was so sick
Of the max charges,
of
yeah.
the max sending everything to that court.
Absolutely.
Because she said that when I went up for my arraignment, she's like, are they gonna send every little thing to this courthouse?
Right.
I stabbed the fuck out of this dude's arm. Like, she's like, every little thing.
Right.
I grabbed my lawyer, I'm like, get me a fucking deal right now.
Right.
So he said, we'd like to go on for second call, and she put us on for second call. I went back downstairs, he talked to the DA, talked to the judge. He came down and he was like, so they'll do 18 months. He said, you gotta sign the paper right now, though.
Yeah.
I said, give me a pen.
Fact.
Because it was all concurrent.
No, and I know exactly what you're talking about because I remember I hit the cop with the foxtail and I got
dude.
6 months on and after. Nothing.
They didn't even care.
Nothing.
Now you
double
touch a
bunking.
cop, you're getting 5 years.
I know, bro. Bad.
If you go like that to a cop, you're getting 5 years.
Right. And you were there when that cop got stabbed in the neck, all that
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
right?
up the max.
Man, you got a great story, bro. Your story, it gets even crazier and crazier as your period goes by. It's madness, right? So we gotta do a part 2. I appreciate this one
My
so far. I'm
second
having
bid
so
ended
much-
up a lot better.
Yeah.
The first one was nuts, though. It was bananas.
And mine, as was mine, dude, right?
Yeah.
Your first one's always crazier
Yeah.
than the second, but still, man, like a lot of good shit, dude, to talk about in your bid. The cop that gets stabbed in the neck,
Yeah.
fucking all that shit, bro, right? Mad good dudes, great stories, bro, and I know a lot about it, the time that me and you did together.
Yeah.
Remember you used to do backflips off the fucking pull-up bars,
Pull-up
bro.
bars in the yard and the max.
Bro, I would be like, damn, what the fuck? That's
Yeah.
balls, though. I think it's balls, bro. Them pull-up bars are pretty high.
Yeah, like 8, 9 feet.
Yeah. So we got
Those
a lot.
were my younger days, though,
Yeah.
Matty. I can't handle that shit no more.
We got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah.
So, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Hit that like button, and if you want, you could subscribe or join and become a member for $2.99. Support something great. It's not a big deal. Pay $3 off your card every month. I mean, like, join up, man. Get this shit popping, dude. Share this out to Facebook. Share it out to your friends. Do whatever you got to do. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about it down below. Appreciate everybody for showing up, man. You already know what time it is,
I want to
guys.
thank you for having me on tonight, too, Matty.
Absolutely,
Hopefully
man.
be back soon.
Yes, sir. W number. Ow!